Cam Newton, I decided I'll keep him on the team. Although I was really considering it, but I'll keep him. Yeah. It was just an awful game last time. Freaking Cam had awful throwing stats. I think if he doesn't have a good game this game, then I'm probably going to trade him. But our defense was really good. Like if I show you the stats right here. Here, hold on. Our team stats. The Chargers, we had only 160 yards. Our rushing game was the thing that kept us together. Then we had a rushing touchdowns and only 5 first downs, which isn't really good at all. But our defense was really good. We only allowed 202 yards, or 222, my bad. Under 50 rushing yards and 173 passing yards, so not too much. But they did score 23 points. But I think most of the points were off on their defense. We only allowed, let's see. Pretty sure they had 2 defensive touchdowns, I want to say. Let's see. Chiefs. It was either 2 or just 1. Or nope, never mind. They didn't score. But yeah, so I'll get right into this game against the Jaguars. They're coming into this game 1-0, and we're 0-1. But I'm pretty sure that we can do better than last week. And if you were watching the Chargers game last night, you could see how the Chargers somehow beat the Broncos. Really happy that we did. And hopefully we can go on a run and start beating more teams. Because the Broncos were the Super Bowl winners, and so we should be able to, if we beat them, we should be able to beat even more teams.
I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Jaguars going up against the Chargers. With that, let's send it out to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis with this Week 2 matchup.
America's finest city on about as fine a Sunday afternoon as you're ever going to see. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the San Diego Chargers. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by the NFL's most valuable player from 2015. It's Cam Newton.
There are a number of great quarterbacks in the NFL, but I have to believe that the prototype in terms of look has to be Cam Newton. That stature and frame almost breathtaking when you see him in person.
Welcome to the video.
And now he's starting to put it all together with consistency in his game, throwing, running, leading.
Gets it to Strong. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a 4-yard
I'm so glad they
pickup,
upgraded
and that'll make this a second down.
The
wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. To throw on second down is Newton. Henry's got it out on the left side.
If you didn't watch, Henry had a huge
game. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition, because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
Holding offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. Out of the gun, Newton. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
I forgot to change the playbook again.
And time to take a look at the Jaguar defense.
Always trying to
Sheldon
change it to
Richardson's talent is absolutely immense. And when he plays on the defensive line, it's a difficult task to block it.
Like read option and stuff, but I keep forgetting about it.
Again, Newton sliding out of the pocket. A dump off to Elliott. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And that'll make it third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They run with a rookie. Here's Elliott. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a fourth down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys kick.
And look here, it's an opening drive fake. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them.
Anytime a fake doesn't work,
I think I'm going to trade for, I think his name's
but how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, it looked like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. And the connection made to Terrell Pryor. And he's brought down after a good game.
I just heard that he was like super fast.
29 yards that time.
Anytime there's an open target and there's a reception, the next thing you're looking for, the ability to break a tackle and gain additional yardage. That's what we just saw.
They'll run the option left, and they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Dante Fowler just made a play that he could be really proud of there. A nice tackle for loss, and what a relief it is for him to be back on an NFL field after missing his entire rookie season with a knee injury.
I think the entire defensive unit is relieved that he's out there. Roethlisberger will throw. And a hook up over the middle to Pryor. 12 yards is the pickup there, and that's going to make it fourth down. So on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So, of course, they wanted to find the end zone, but when you go on the road and your first drive results in points, I think you're pretty happy.
You have to be, because you've taken it to the home team in this case. And while you may not have shut up the home crowd, you've quieted them down a little bit. Good way to start.
So out come the Chargers. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, the person carrying the ball is always the easy target when things aren't going so well, but I think it's a combination with the Chargers. They've got to get the offensive line going in order to improve those numbers from last year. They weren't very good running it, partner.
No, they were bottom of the AFC, second to last in the entire NFL. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Dustin Colquitt on to punt for KC. He's got a dad, a brother, and an uncle that have all punted in the NFL.
I should have done backspin. Oh, wait. Oh.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
Brandon, last week we saw this guy play really, really well. A top-notch performance. I'm sure he's ready to do it again today, and we get to witness it.
They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown.
That's the only thing I can't do in Madden 17. Even like when you're doing the, I don't think it's called like, I don't know, but like where you can just press B and go near side of the ball. I'm holding wide down, but I just...
I got to tell the story before the game. We were standing there. He was running deep routes, dropped one. It bounced up and just hit me right in the gut. And I said, come on, man, but there was no drop.
Yeah, you okay now?
I'm good.
All right,
I'm good.
We got the ice pack up here. You're just fine. What I loved about it was the subtlety of the route, because everyone knows he's fast. They're going to play him for that route first and foremost. But sometimes it's a head fake. It's varying your speed off the line of scrimmage. It's giving the defensive back different angles to think about. Is he going inside? Is he going outside? And then, as you noted, he just took off past him. Oops, there he goes again.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. 1 back now to begin the 2nd quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Another carry for the rookie Elliott. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Benched him and I put him back
There's
in and
another
did pretty
example
well.
of why they haven't scored any points so
I don't want
far.
it to be
I think
exactly
it's time
like
to
that,
abandon the run
but
game,
I want it to be
spread things
a
out,
little
and
good
go
today.
to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
Going up top.
Ooh,
He's got a man complete. A very nice
Jalen
pickup
Strong
of
is
33 yards.
one of probably
I
the
know they have good
underrated
coverage
players in the team.
downfield, but you have to wonder, on
I
3rd
feel like
and long
he's
like
in a
that,
few years he's
how
going to
does
make
that
it to
happen that they can get that far downfield and complete a pass?
But
You
he's
got to guard the
really
sticks,
good receiver.
understand where you are, so it's almost like someone fell asleep at the switch, and now that the play's been completed, they've got to dust themselves off on defense, pick it up, and figure out how to not let that happen again.
Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Reggie Ragland, the 2nd rounder, there for the stop.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And they pick up the 1st down there with a gain of 4. Smart approach there, using the run to pick up the 1st. And that was a defensive setup they prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground was the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to read them pretty well. All the things they prepared for, when they get to the line of scrimmage, they see it in pre-snap recognition and know exactly how to attack based on their planning and preparation.
Backside for Robinson.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Wait, what?
We got position on him, and he pulls it in. A good pickup there, a 22. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Here's Elliott. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Flush to his right. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown.
I love hurdling people.
His 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers have made this a 1-score game. And we certainly know that Cam Newton can do just that. He had 10 rushing touchdowns last year, and a nice one there.
And it wouldn't surprise me if one day that number got up to 20 if they so chose, because of his frame. One of the bigger, stronger players in the league, especially at his position. When he carries the ball and gets a full head of steam, you're dealing with a full-grown man.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've got to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him, sat there waiting for him and made the play.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. He's got time. Pryor has it complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. So now the 5-year man, Brad Nortman, to kick it away. Taking it about the 16.
Almost went through.
One man to beat. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. And now San Diego getting set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Gerald McCoy is so slippery and elusive in the interior of the defense.
Keep going so I can
don't care who has the assignment to block him.
better establish my run
having
game.
to take at least 2, and most of the time that's not enough either. Witness that tackle for a loss.
It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whipping on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way. And boy, he can get hurt. And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one. Oh, my Cam. There's times when I'm not analyzing up here. I'm just appreciating. Led NFL quarterbacks in rushing.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Ezekiel Elliott as the first half is winding down. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead. And that makes it 14-10.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown.
Really looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Here comes Ben Roethlisberger and the Steeler offense back onto the field. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now, his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field.
Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll run it again with Yeldon. And he'll take this up. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Now a handoff to Yeldon. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. So we've reached halftime here. And actually, Larry, hold that thought. We're right back to the action. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And this will be a touchback, and as we saw in week 1, the new rule, this one coming out to the 25-yard line. A chance for us to look at this Chargers defense again. They look good in the first half. They'll be looking to carry that momentum over into half number 2.
Finish a game the way you started it. That's typically the message at halftime when things are going well. You've done everything you're expected to do. How about a little bit more of that in the second half? But be aware they may throw something different at you to begin things.
Yeah, 50% of the equation still left to go. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, Setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. He hits Jermaine Kearse. 7 yards on the play, and it's a second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. The 20. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They'll try to run with a J. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
And thus far in this NFL season, no touchdown scored for him, and he's not going to get it on that play either.
Second and goal from the 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. So a good spin move, but not a whole lot to show after as he's taken down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Six plays got him down here. This is play number 7, third and goal. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Randy Gregory in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good, but there is a penalty marker down. They might be forced to try this one again.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty charge.
I hate roughing the kicker.
To hold him to a 3-point kick, now you're giving him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
So the chain gang now done for the drive. Ball on the 10, first and goal. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Well, there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get all the credit. But his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps. And that play finished off really, really well. Well-conceived, well-designed, and even better executed.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Randy Gregory in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. So from outside the red zone now after the sack, a long 3rd and goal. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He made his first attempt, this from 45.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. One man in the backfield, Elliott. And he'll get it up the middle. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. And all the way in. Touchdown, San Diego. Ezekiel Elliott, his second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. And he puts it through. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal. And I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. And Selleck here, left side. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
That coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now T.J. Yeldon, and he'll take this one up close to about the 45. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll step away and come back to San Diego after this. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Jaguars.
He broke everybody's
Pryor, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars move back within a couple of the lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Offense.
Oh, no. Not Randy Gregory.
So the decision is they'll go again for 2, but this will be from the 12. Roethlisberger looking to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's not going to get. And we're back now in Mission Valley and San Diego. Or the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
A first down carry by Elliott. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Play action. It's Newton. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cliff Averill in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. And a hook up over the middle to Pryor. 5 yards on the pickup. And just like that, it's 3rd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can...
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by the longtime Bengal, Leon Hall. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
For different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word.
Yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. And he's got it up and through. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, the spin. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Complete outright to Kurz. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be second down. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Again, it's Roethlisberger. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger finding time. He's got Kurz. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now it's Roethlisberger. The grab made by Kurz over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Roethlisberger to throw. Surveying the field. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here we go. It's Roethlisberger on 4th down. He's got time in the pocket. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. They're in a good spot. 2-possession game, barely, but a 2-possession game here late. Now they just have to put this game on ice.
Let's face it, right now.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. One man in the backfield, Elliott. He's going to get the football. And some room to roam now. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
Well, that's the big...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. But I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
I like what they were thinking on defense. Just guard the first down sticks. Don't let anyone pass that. Didn't matter whether they threw it or ran it. They just ended up rallying to the football in the running play and stopped them short of a first down.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jags take over in terrific field position. Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead at this stage in the game, that punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check will still cash, right? It is your choice not to use me in this situation. But I also look at it this way. You know, some coaches are more aggressive than others. They just want to take care of the football, have the ball on offense, and go at it that way. So a very interesting call, but he wants to take care of the ball himself.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment defense. Automatic first down.
Here's Roethlisberger. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And it's third down.
And that play was what every defense is wary of. The big strike attempted downfield, but they were in excellent position. They didn't get fooled, and while he didn't come up with the interception, was able to bat the ball down.
He's got time. All kinds of time. He finds Coates complete. And Charles, you know what...
Oof. Finally came out with the W. I feel like we played a lot better today. Cam had a lot better stats. Had a rating over 140, better than 10, and 200 passing yards, which is good. No interceptions. Rushing Zeke, he is below average. I just want to get him involved more, but kind of hard. And let's see, Allen Robinson and Zeke had a good receiving game. Allen had a good game. Jalen had one good catch. Hunter Henry wasn't bad, and Sharp didn't get too much. Our defense was amazing though. We had 2 picks, one from him, and he scored, and he got one in the fourth quarter, but he tore his hamstring, so that's not good. But yeah, I'm gonna end that there. Thanks for watching if you did. Tune in tomorrow, and I'll probably live stream it again, or I'll make a video tomorrow, either or. Come back tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys later. See you.